Universal design for learning is something that we all hear about, but many of us don't actually know what it means in practice. And when you unpack it and you look at what it actually means, it's a way of designing the learning experience through the curriculum development to allow a very flexible and open learning experience for the student.
So EDI relates to equality, diversity and inclusion, and essentially it's focused on things like fairness, on recognising and respecting differences, and ultimately creating an environment where everyone feels welcome and included. Traditionally, conceptions of substantive equality have focused on giving each individual the support that they need in order to succeed. And in a teaching and learning context, that's very useful because it ensures that our students then can access the material and that they can engage with the subject matter. Universal design for learning allows us to go a step further, because universal design for learning focuses on eliminating the barriers that create the need for the support in the first place. So rather than creating individual accommodations for each of our students, we're focused on access for everyone that comes from intentionally inclusive design.
It's about design, so it requires the lecturer to be reflective and to tailor their approach to students so that it is inclusive as possible. So there are three key pillars around using it, and if you start to think about your own teaching in terms of those pillars, it becomes much easier to understand and to reflect upon, and it can also be incremental, so you can build on it year on year. So if you're as old as me and you've been teaching for a long time, you know what it allows you to do is each year build on it to see, can you make it better, can you approach it in a better way.
So UDL is all about inclusivity. It's about acknowledging that no two people are the same, everyone is unique, and just like that, everyone's approach to learning is also unique. And UDL, it encourages you to sort of acknowledge those differences and incorporate that into the design of your learning.
UDL changed completely my view about education and how really to help people and to have such a positive and welcoming environment. At first I thought that it's difficult, but UDL changed my view toward that completely.
We talk about this, diversity we have in our student population, and there are lots of barriers, some intentional, some created by systems, some created by the very nature about how we design our curriculum. So it's about creating that awareness around where those barriers are and how we can remove them. So that plays a real important part in, creating that inclusive culture, identifying those barriers and finding strategies and ways to remove them.
I think what's really important for me and what has always been kind of struck me as being important about it is that it speaks to the dignity of each human being, because it recognises everybody's potential for success, and the focus then is on the lecturer seeking to actually find the triggers for that individual in a universal way.